if you're an entrepreneur and you keep putting loads of work into your business, but you don't feel like you're getting anything out, then you need to stop doing these 4 detracting behaviors. My name is Grant Singh. I'm the founder of GTM Academy. Our academy has over 35 founders in it. We also do one-to-one coaching with people, typically doing over 10K a month. And this video is basically going to go through 4 different things that I think entrepreneurs, they make these mistakes over and over again. And what I mean by detracting behaviors is, let me give you a really clear example, is a detracting behavior is something that completely eliminates your chances of success when you conduct this behavior, okay? So for example, let me say if you're going to the gym, right? Let's say you're trying to lose weight, that's your goal. I want to lose weight. And you go to the gym and you exercise and exercise and exercise and exercise. And maybe you do a 4-hour workout, an extreme above and beyond workout for what you could be expecting to do, okay? But then your detracting behavior might be you eat 5 times as many calories as you need to be eating, right? Like you just eat a ridiculous amount. You snack much more than you need to. The lack of diet is going to be a detracting behavior, which means that no matter how much you exercise, it does not matter. You are not going to, you're not going to get closer to your goal. So understanding that detracting behaviors actually exist and they're often what limits you as grown as an entrepreneur is one of the most important things you can possibly do, okay? So I'm going to be going through some of the most common detracting behaviors I see, and then we're going to go through how can you actually avoid them as well, okay? So number 1 is not communicating what you do. Most entrepreneurs fall in the trap of thinking that everyone else knows what they do, everyone else understands what they do, and everyone else understands how to get involved with them. The likelihood that people actually understand exactly what you do and they know whether or not it's for them, especially when you start out, is extremely low. You've got to tell people what you do over and over and over and over and over again until they actually start acting like you exist. You wonder why people don't come and shop with you. You wonder why people don't buy products and services. You haven't told them what you do. You haven't told them what problems you're solving. You haven't communicated that. If you look at the biggest companies in the world, they constantly tell you that this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. You go on TV and you look at ads, the ads are telling you hey, look at this thing, look at this thing, look at this thing. For some reason, I've got Domino's Pizza in my head. Whenever there's a football game on, Domino's Pizza, I'll do ads. Hey, you're watching the football? Why don't you eat with us? They keep advertising the same thing over and over again. You want a pizza? Come have a pizza. Come have a pizza. They're constantly telling you to conduct the behavior that's beneficial for their business. They're reminding you that they exist. Yeah. So that's one of the things that you have to get used to as an entrepreneur. You have to keep shouting about it because no one else is going to shout about your business. You have to be the one that shouts about your business, especially when you start out. Okay. And then as you start to grow, you need to make sure that your marketing, your posts, your ads, your content all constantly remind people about who you are and what you do. Yeah. At the start of this video, I told you that we've got an academy of entrepreneurs that we work with. That needs to be stated pretty much every video. You'll see at the start of every video, I mention the academy because people need to know I have an academy. Otherwise, why would they care about what I have to say? Why would they even come and work with me? Because they don't even know it exists. Yeah. So start off with always keep reminding people what it is that you do, right? Always communicate that. Okay. Number 2, the second detracting behavior, if you don't do this, you will stay broke, you will stay where you are, you won't grow, is saying yes to everything. Okay? This is something that's talked about more frequently now, and I'm really glad it is, but it's still worth paying attention to. And I actually want to break this down from a mathematical point of view of why saying yes to everything will make you broke. Okay? Now you might think, I don't actually say yes to everything. I don't say yes to loads of different things. And I want to put this in context for you. Okay? So let's say over the course of a quarter, you only say yes to one new thing, okay? Only one new thing. In a year's time, you'll have 4 new things on your plate, okay? Which means that your calendar, typically, is going to be divided by 4 different things. And then another year goes by, 8 different things, okay? And then 12, and then 16, and then you just keep adding more and more things, and then all of a sudden it's out of control. And you think, well, I didn't say yes to anything for 3 months. Yeah, but it doesn't matter that you didn't say yes to anything for 3 months. You have to not say yes to anything for years, right? You can't just keep taking on new opportunities. This thing looks cool. This thing would be pretty interesting. One of my customers said that they want this thing. Yeah, but the other 99% of customers didn't mention it, did they? You've got to actually be really clear on what you say yes to, because it's so easy to think that I'm going to solve all of the problems, when realistically that's not what a good business does. That's not what a majority of businesses do. They solve one thing really, really well. Okay, so get really clear on what is the thing that you actually solve, and then do that. You know what I mean? Like double down on that, triple down on that, and stop saying yes to the things that aren't aligned to that. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to get a competitor in both of the different fields that you're part of. Let's say for us, we do accountability and we also do strategy. Okay, if we split our attention between those two different things, someone else out there is going to be better at holding people accountable. Someone else is going to be better at developing strategies, because that's 100% of their attention. Whereas us, we're 50-50, and now we're not going to be as good in either area. Now, there's some small gaps in the market where you can be good at two different things, and that is actually your USP. That's what makes you unique. But the majority of the time, that's absolutely not the case, okay? And majority of the time, especially when you're a one-man band, you doing it alone means that your resources are split 50-50, and your chances of success have just halved, okay? They've just halved because the amount of time and effort you're spending on the thing that your customer actually wants has also halved, right? And then on top of that, it's probably went even lower than half, because there's something called a switching cost. So let's say if you were 100% in on just the accountability side of things, you're 100% in, you're 100% in, you're 100% in. However, if you're 50-50 and you go, okay, I'm 50% here, I'm 50% there, what happens is you're not actually 50% here and there. You're 40% here and 40% there, and 10% going over there and 10% going back, right? There's a switching cost. Your time and effort, your headspace is occupied with, oh, what do I need to do here? What do I need to do there? And you're actually less efficient, okay? So stop saying yes to everything. It's going to make everything so much worse for you. And trust me, I know, because I've done video courses. I've done content on YouTube. I've done social media content on Instagram and TikTok. I've done so many different things within GTM Academy. I've done events. We've done so many different things. We've done SaaS. We've done so many different things that I know if I keep saying yes to things, I will be broke, because I experienced it and I felt like I wasted so much time, okay? So that's number 2. Detract the behavior that will keep you broke. Number 3 is delaying decisions, okay? So as an entrepreneur, if you actually sat down and listed all the decisions that you haven't made yet, you'd probably come up, like if you know what you're talking about and you know what you're doing in business, there's probably about 80, 90, 100 different decisions that you could come up with. I need to decide on this, I need to decide on that, I need to decide on so many different decisions. Big decisions take a little bit of time. The likelihood of you having lots of big decisions when you're early stage is quite low. You'll have a couple big decisions, 1 or 2, not much more than that. The rest of them are small decisions. Now what happens is, like, someone is, let's say, making a logo, and they're like, do I want it to be this color or do I want it to be that color? And it's like, they'll spend 2 or 3 days thinking about that. And it's like, mate, just make it a color and change it if you need to change it. Like, just pick something. The thing of like, oh, I'm making a website. Should I make my website 6 pages or 7 pages? Mate, just get it done. Just do it. You're literally not making any progress. You're not actually helping the business. Like, you don't even know enough to make an informed decision a lot of the time when you're starting out. So just make a decision, and then the information that you get from making the decision and collecting some data will tell you if that was a good or a bad decision. Yeah? You sitting and thinking about the decision and saying, oh, I haven't made that decision yet, and just putting it off and delaying it is not going to help you or the business, because your headspace is not occupied with the decision you haven't made. That's going to take up your energy, that's going to take up your headspace, and then over time, your brain is just going to be completely fried and overwhelmed because there's so many decisions you haven't made. Make the decisions, accept them, move on. There is no right or wrong when you're starting out. There's just decisions that have to be made, okay? So make them, and then realize that the next thing I have to do is figure out if that was a good or bad decision. Not, I have to put everything into making the best decision possible, yeah? There's a big difference. There's a big difference between them two, okay? But that's number 3, okay? Like, if you stop making decisions, or if you're really slow with making decisions, like, as your business grows, as time goes on, you're like, you're going to have costs that you have to pay off. You're going to have customers that you have to take care of. All of these are going to add more and more decisions. So your decision pile is going to get bigger and bigger. Again, bigger burden, like more on your mind, more stress, more anxiety, more worry about everything. Man, literally just make the decisions quickly, get through them. And then the decisions that you make that are bad, they'll reveal themselves to you anyways, because you'll realize, oh, I actually did this wrong. Okay, great, I can go and fix that now, because at least I know what wrong and right is, okay? So this is me ranting. It's my own experience. I imagine that I'm speaking to myself when I make these videos, because typically I need to hear this as well. And honestly, with these videos, I go and watch them back 2 to 3 times minimum. So it's just useful for me to hear myself saying this. Yeah? Okay. Now, these are 3 things I went through so far. The 4th detracting behavior that will literally kill your business if you don't do this, right? Let me say again. It will kill your business if you don't do this, okay? You need to integrate learning into your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly cycles, okay? Every day, there should be something. I go through a day of like working on the business. I learn something a tiny bit better. I learned how to present a little bit better. I learned what my coaching clients wanted a little bit more. I learned like a little bit about my craft. I got a little bit better. I learned about my operations. They need to be improved. I learned about my accounting side of things. I need to do these things moving forward. Like this daily process, weekly process, we have cadences. So every day, me and Adnan have an end of day routine. Did I get better today? Did I do enough? Did I make money? We ask ourselves these 3 questions every single day. And that reminds us of like, okay, are we making progress? Are we moving forward? Yeah. You have to make sure that learning is a part of your life. If it's not, you're going to go down this route of just trying things for the next 2 years. And here's the thing. People say like, our reps, just getting the reps, right? And the reps are important, okay? But someone who is not only doing the reps, but also improving their form by 1% every time they do a rep, they're going to get so much further than you, right? They're going to get like exponential return on what they do because the 1%, it all compounds and it's going to help you to grow so much quicker. So as you are growing your business, as you're going through this process of trying to learn, trying to build things up, if you are literally just doing the reps, right, which often most people don't even do that. So if you're doing the reps, well done for that. But if you're doing the reps, the thing that you actually need to look at is how much am I improving from one rep to the next rep. So if you have a sales call, you do a sales call and you're trying to get better at sales, you do the sales call, you review the sales call. Did that go well? Did it go bad? What can I improve? Okay, next one. Did that go well? Did it go bad? What can I improve? We did that with our events. We do that with our sales calls. We do that with our coaching. Like we do that with our monthly reviews of the business. Like we see, okay, well, this is what's going well. Okay, we'll keep doing this. This isn't going well. We need to improve this moving forward. Like there's things that you have to do. And if you're not learning and improving, mate, you're going to get left behind. And the business is not, you're not going to be able to keep up with competitors. You're going to look back and think, I've wasted so much time because you haven't gotten better. So make sure that you dedicate some time to make sure that you're actually getting better. What did I learn? Journal, write it down, speak to someone about it, yeah? Get a coach, get an all community. Do something where you actually make sure that you're learning day to day rather than just doing and hoping that you've learned something, okay? Those are the 4 detracting behaviors, right? If you don't communicate what you do, if you say yes to everything, if you keep delaying decisions and you don't integrate learning, mate, your business, you're up against it. You're really going to have a tough time trying to grow your business, right? Because we do all of these things and we still have a tough time. But I guarantee you it would be a lot harder if we weren't doing these things, okay? So these are my 4 key lessons. I hope you can take this and apply it to your daily life, apply it to the way that you work your business. Because I personally guarantee you, it's going to make a big, big difference when you start doing these things, okay? That's it from me for this episode. If you do have any questions, make sure you let me know. And if not, I will catch you on the next video.